Hey, Symposium listeners, have you ever listened to our A Song of Ice and Fire coverage and wanted to chime in live with your thoughts? Or wanted us to cover a property of your choice?
Introducing the Symposium Review Contest. The contest is open now and closes on August 31st, 2026.
Here's how you can enter. Leave us a 5-star review on any podcatcher and send us a screenshot to earn an entry. You can leave reviews on as many platforms as you want, and each screenshot counts as an entry.
If you want an extra incentive, every review you submit on or before April 30th, 2026 will be counted as 2 entries.
If you win, you get to pick one of the following 3 options.
Option 1, join us for an A Song of Ice and Fire wrap-up episode after we have read A Dance with Dragons.
Option 2, get us to watch or read or otherwise consume a piece of media to cover on the podcast.
Option 3 is the same as option 2, but you get to also be on the podcast episode with us.
We will have a minimum of 2 winners. One winner will be the person who earned the most entries, and a second winner will be chosen through random draw. If interest is high, a third winner may also be chosen.
So folks, get those reviews in on or before August 31st, 2026. We look forward to chatting with you in fall of 2026.
And now on to the episode. Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav, and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit, and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Dance with Dragons, chapters 33 and 34, Tyrion and Bran. In these chapters, Bran gets connected to the worldwide Weirwood web. Also, Tyrion's there, but that's not really why we're here. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So Tyrion's, not there in Bran's chapter. He's got his own chapter, but, whatever. This is, one of the weaker Tyrion chapters, and it's, the best Bran chapter, so...
This is, Oh, wait, no, talk.
Well, you can say. Go ahead.
Reading that chapter was such a wild experience. A couple days before I was gonna read it, Nev texted me and was like, make sure, you leave some time for these chapters, especially the Bran chapter. And then I'm, looking at the page count, and it's, 32 pages. And I'm in my head, I'm we always read 32 pages. But then I was hey, I'll just humor them, whatever, right? And then I start reading the Bran chapter, and it takes me, ages to, read through a page. And, one part of me is oh my god, this is so fun. This is, whoa. I feel all of my reactions were just whoa, what? But then the other part of my brain is okay, you need to finish this chapter. Move on. Yeah. So this chapter, and then, I read it a few days ago, so then now, this morning before we started recording, I was hey, I'm gonna, go back and remember what's going on in this chapter. And literally, it felt as though I was reading it for the first time, because it was the same level of, foreign and, undecipherable to me, and I just was this is great, but I don't even know what's going on. To be so for real with you, I don't know what I'm gonna say for the summary. I don't know what's going on in this chapter a little bit.
I guess we're gonna find out very soon. So, Harmith, who died in these chapters?
Okay. The one thing is that other guy who got killed in Tyrion's place, who Penny had met once.
Oppo.
No.
Her sister. No. Oh,
Other
yes.
old guy.
Some in some other free city.
Mm-hmm.
It was another little person who they killed for the same reason that they killed Oppo. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, but she was oh yeah, we met him. His life shouldn't have been taken away. All the things, I think that was the only new. And then, okay, wait, in Bran's chapter, I mean, does seeing someone die centuries ago count as a new death? But I guess if I'm counting the Cersei death that we already kind of knew about in theory, I guess I'm counting that one
death?
too. Not Cersei death. Cersei killing the other little
like
person,
somebody killing the little person on behalf of Cersei kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because even though we've heard about all those, now we got like a name and it was more concrete.
Yeah, I'm like, did Cersei die? When did that happen? Like,
no. Like Cersei targeting all the things. Yeah, but I guess I'm counting the one that Bran saw from like centuries ago, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
Right. The guy that was sacrificed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's fine. There might be other like things in there that we might come across. Mm-hmm. So we kind of know do you have anything to add about how you felt about these chapters?
It was so weird because on top of like the mindfuck of like physically and a little bit like spiritually, like what's going, I don't know if spiritually is the right word, but that's where I'm going with this. But like what's going on was kind of the main question. What's going on? Okay. And then the other question that I just was like, kind of, because after the Melisandre chapter, that was kind of priming me to think about like what's kind of the motive, like once again what's going on, but in a different way, like what exactly are we up to, like what's sort of the move. So it was what's going on and what's the move. You know, when you're making plans with friends.
No thoughts on Tyrion's chapter, I guess.
Oh wait, Tyrion's chapter was fine, like it was good, I had a good time. I kind of ship it, maybe.
Him and Penny?
Maybe.
Really?
But
okay.
Also, like, they're both like
just because they're both little people, you think
yes,
they should get together?
That's definitely the reason. It's definitely not because they're both super traumatized, and sort of, you know, something about, it's just, you know, grief bringing
the trauma bonding.
Yeah, trauma bonding. And, you know, maybe not the best place to be in because he's still sort of high-key suicidal. She's sort of still crying about her brother every day. You know, like, maybe they're not in the best place for a relationship, but also, I'm not in this world. I get to ship it from afar.
Okay, all right.
I think I ship it a little bit, but I also, like, I also kind of need, yeah, we'll talk about it when we get into it, but Tyrion kind of also needs to sort of fix his attitude towards himself and her before that could happen. But anyway, so Tyrion's chapter was fine, like it was good, but Bran's chapter was just such a mindfuck that I was like, I don't even know like what's happening. And then if this chapter was just as like undecipherable, but I had read it quicker, I was gonna go back and go read that like first Bran chapter, which you chastised me about not sort of paying attention to or caring about it.
No, I don't think that was the first. I think that was maybe the second or third. Right. It was actually the third Bran chapter.
Right. But,
chapter 17, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I think last time I said 16 and I had to be like, and then I was editing it and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's chapter 17. And now I'm hoping it is chapter 17.
Stop. That's so funny. But yeah, I was gonna go back and just like, I was like, maybe that'll give me some hints. Maybe that'll help me a little bit. Because that's the last time.
Honestly,
no.
We should, just as a fun, no.
Oh, like,
just as a fun thing, just read like the Bran major like lore chapters.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
All together.
And I think it would also be like a good,
that needs to be a post Dance with Dragons project.
Ooh, yeah, that would be fun. Write that down.
I am.
Slay. Yeah, just because, like, I don't know, like, not that it would maybe help, like, just because that was the last time we sort of talked to, what's his name? Bloodraven. Bloodraven, sort of, so, also, okay, wait, his name, Bloodraven. His nickname. That's so like, wait, sorry, this is like an original, not an original thought, but like an original to me thought that I'm having. I've never thought of it. Why is his name on the nose? Did he guess?
Because he's got that like kind of like a blot mark on his face that is red,
Mm-hmm.
so blood, and it's kind of shaped like a raven, so blood raven.
Oh, it just accidentally is like so on the
Yeah,
nose.
but maybe he was marked by gods, the old gods, to
Blood
have that raven on his
right.
face because he was gonna be the
Right.
leader of all the ravens and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so interesting. Okay,
So
interesting.
how do you look at a birthmark and you're like, that's a raven and not a crow? Like,
right. Yeah, guys.
I guess because like ravens are more prominent in their culture with the like sending messages thing.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I couldn't tell you what the difference between a raven and a
Mhm.
crow is. Like,
Yeah. You know, I was reading a sad thing the other day. I don't know if this is time to bring it up, but I'll be quick. And it was like as sort of like as we kind of become more technologically attached and we kind of like move away from nature as a society, we're like losing words that we all used to be like super familiar with, like words like
right.
being able to identify between like different trees and like fucking even between like this type of dandelion and this one, this fir and this one, like, and like all the things, and it just made me really sad. And then I was like, okay, I need to actively like spend more time in nature, and like, because I do like I have like a word list on my phone, like sometimes when I like encounter words that like I haven't thought about in a while, where I'm like, wait, what does this mean again? Or like if I find a new word, like I'll whatever. But now I'm like, but the thing is, the issue with having this word list and like trying to like keep track of what I'm learning in a way, the thing that's been bad about it is that it's like separated into so many different areas where like I have like a word list for like music terms, I have one for like literary terms, like there's just too much, and I'm like, I can't keep track of this, like this is unsustainable. Now I'm like, I need to start one for like nature related words. Anyway,
right.
yeah, I just...
So you're gonna learn what a raven is as opposed to a crow. That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, if things go according to plan, which they rarely do, but I'm still gonna try, I'm just gonna try and learn more nature words. Because another thing, I was playing like one of those like Pictionary charades one of those guessing games, and it was like the animal category was like the simplest thing we could do, and it would be like otter. And someone would be describing an otter to me, and I would be unable to get to the word otter. I realized that I just kind of am bad at, like, identifying animals and shit. And I've also found this through my bio... Okay, sorry, this is such a side note. I promise I will get back, but it's happened, and now I need to speak. But even in my bio classes, I feel like such an imposter sometimes, because I'm like, there's certain moments, like obviously a lot of it you can study for and you can memorize and whatever, but there's certain moments where I'm like, if I had just gone fishing once in my life, this would be a lot easier. Or like, if I had
but you don't want to go fishing.
I don't, but like, if I had just like, sort of been around more trees, I wouldn't be struggling with this right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's just some things that are just easier.
You're not the only one, though.
I know, but I want to be good at things naturally and be hardworking.
That's not how things work.
And like, I want to be like one of those like talented people who decides to work hard, not who like has to work hard.
I don't know if anybody's... I would say like maybe 1% of the world's population is naturally talented at anything.
Yeah, I know, but
I think everybody has to work for it.
I know, but I just want a thing. I feel like my whole life I've craved a thing that I was just good at.
You're good at singing.
No, I'm not. I've had to work so hard for that. And even then, a lot of the time I'm like, girl, you cannot.
Well, you're very good at projecting your voice. No one can take that from you.
Thank you.
You know it's true. I think your talent for being heard across the field is unmatched. Like, I know it sounds kind of like I'm making fun of you, but I also am being genuine. I'm making fun of you, but I'm also being genuine.
It's both of the above. It's all the above. Anyway, I need to leave my psyche right now and get into Bran's psyche. Okay. Anyway, yeah, let's all learn one more nature word today. You and I are gonna learn the difference between a crow and a raven visually.
Not on this podcast, though. That's a do-it-yourself project, okay? Let's get back. Okay, remember how we're only gonna spend 20 minutes on Tyrion's chapter, and we're 15 minutes into this recording already?
That's okay. Technically we haven't broken the promise. None of this had anything to do with Tyrion. Okay, wait, so, Blood Raven. I was asking you how the name came about. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Anyway, yeah, no, these were good. I just kind of literally was like, mind fuck.
Yes. Okay. So Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
The one like really interesting part of his chapter is this guy. Oh,
Summary?
I guess
Before
summary.
we
Oh,
start
sorry. I
talking.
forgot.
No, it's
I just was
okay.
like, let's get into it.
Yeah, sorry. I
Okay.
started bringing random stuff up, so then it kind of gave you mental permission to start bringing random stuff up. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was so much more on topic. Excuse you. Okay. All right, summarize. 3, 2, 1, Tyrion.
Oh my god. Okay, Tyrion talking to Penny. They slowly kind of get to a point of hating each other, and then they've stopped hating each other-ish, sort of, now. She's with them, by the way. They're on the ship. The guy is seeing visions. The Mororo guy.
Makoro.
Moro. Yeah, him. Sorry. He's also reading the flames, Lord of Light, all the things, and he is like, we're gonna go through.
Switch.
Fuck. Bran. Okay, so we're here. We're with Bloodraven. Bran kind of gets his crown. He's sort of lowered into it. He's sort of now is gonna start training to actually be green seeing more than just like warging and skin changing and stuff. And he's still occupying Hodor. We don't like it. He's like doing his thing. I don't know what to say and what to say. Okay, so he like sees a bunch of visions.
That's your time.
Fuck. I didn't say a single thing.
So I should have just gone ahead and started talking about the chapters because that was useless as fuck.
Okay, whatever.
All right. So the interesting part of Tyrion's chapter is this guy Makoro, who is a priest of R'hllor, and he's black, but I don't know if he's black as in like he's like from the Summer Islands or like that kind of black. It says his skin is black as pitch. He's black like somebody dipped him in tar black. This is like a interesting, but then he's got like hair as white as snow, and he still has those flames tattooed across his, like all over his face. This is a very interesting looking person.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And he's very domineering. Like he's huge and tall and taller than Ser Jorah, which Jorah is also already like a big burly guy, so it's pretty much saying something. And he's got his staff, like iron staff, that has a dragon's head on it that spits out like green flames when he taps it. Yeah. Like I think that's probably some of whatever Melisandre is cooking up with her powders, like you know, some of the flair to just add to the mystique of the Red God. Yeah. But the guy's got a presence, you know. Yeah. And he even though, like, you know, the Salisori Koran, I'm sorry, the Stinky Steward, as they later come to call the ship, is a the ship has a captain, but really everybody, it's understood that Makoro is the one that's in charge. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Tyrion is no longer chained up like he had been before, because they're like now on the boat. Like, where is he gonna run to, really? Yeah, he just does. He tries to, you know, for Tyrion, keep quiet and not give Jorah reason to put him back in fetters again. Yeah. Oh. Man. Yeah, and everybody on the ship calls him No-Nose, even though he's still going by Hugor Hill. And yeah, the captain is like, Makoro has a bunch of his followers that like join him at the night fires every night, but the captain just like kind of stands there and watches. It doesn't seem that he's 100% a follower, but he's not like opposing it, and he also acknowledges that Makoro is in charge, kind of. Yeah, those are the basic like kind of background settings that's going on here. And the other news here we get is that Penny is also on board. So it's Tyrion that insisted that they bring her too, because otherwise she would be just on her own with nothing and with no one in Volantis.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what about that?
Yeah, maybe the lady could have gotten her
like,
set up somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I get the urge, but maybe, yeah, just all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And so Penny's there. She is not having a good time.
Yeah.
First off, people don't love the fact that they have a woman on board, because, like, meanwhile they love Tyrion because dwarves are good luck. Penny is a dwarf, but also a woman, so people aren't sure if that, like, cancels out the good luck, or the is, like, more bad luck than good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just spends most of her time in her cabin with her dog and her pig, and she just cries all day.
Yeah. Oh, before we found out that it was Tyrion who insisted, I was worried that, like, the other lady sent her so that she could be, like, an advocate against Tyrion to Dany.
Oh.
I was worried.
Interesting. I don't know if the other lady had reason to want Tyrion not to help, you know?
Yeah, I just, like, because, you know, she kind of was like, you're evil, you kinslayed, but, like, I'll let you go. So I was like, maybe she's scheming, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so Makoro is, it's like they finish up their night fire prayer thing, and then Makoro always stays up all night watching his flame, tending to it, making sure it doesn't go out, and then he goes to sleep in the morning when, like, you know, the world is all right, we don't gotta keep watch anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But
see,
so
Melisandre, some red priests do sleep.
Right. And so him and Tyrion are hanging out at night, and Tyrion asks, "What do you see in the flames?" And Makoro says he sees dragons. Mm-hmm. Dragons old and young, true and false, bright and dark. And I see you, a small man with a big shadow snarling in the midst of it all.
Wow.
Any thoughts on that vision?
No, I don't think so. But that's, like, why you snarling, buddy? Like, what?
Right. Okay. All right.
I don't know. But it's interesting. Yeah. I don't, like, and, like, they keep, this is unrelated to the Tyrion part, I guess, but, like, they keep harping on this idea of, like, true and false dragons. But right now, we don't really have a false dragon. And I've kind of been ignoring this every time it comes up. But now I'm like, maybe I need to start thinking about this because they won't shut up about it. So clearly it's
just
important.
Maybe.
I know, and, like, sure, but I just, like, okay, I don't think it's young Griff. I don't think they're suddenly gonna pull, like, a Dany isn't actually a Targaryen. I don't think they're gonna pull a reverse. So, like, is it, like, Melisandre is gonna be like, no, but she doesn't say Jon's gonna be a dragon. It's that he's gonna be a Azor Ahai. So, like, or is it, like, Melisandre's gonna do her stone dragon thing, but it's gonna be false dragons? Like, what the fuck is this false dragon shit? Like, I don't even know if we have a dragon yet in order for it to be a false dragon that isn't just the dragons we know. Like, is it, like, Euron's gonna claim to have a dragon and we're gonna wonder if it's Drogon or if it's a false dragon? Like, I don't know what the fuck this false dragon shit is.
Okay, cool.
Anyway.
All right, so then they start talking about the ship itself, and Tyrion is like, what does the name even mean? And Makoro's like, well, Coran is, like, not a ruler, but somebody who serves and counsels a ruler, helps conduct his business. You might call him a steward or a magister. Mm-hmm. And Salasori means like perfumed, fragrant. Mm-hmm. But Tyrion's like, I think I like stinky as the term more. So, thoughts on this?
Thoughts on the name of the ship?
Oh, come on.
I didn't have any. Fragrant steward.
Coran. It's a steward, a magister.
Oh,
a seneschal.
Oh, so they could be the stinky seneschal or the perfumed seneschal.
Come on. Oh, come on. That one's like the most obvious one. They spent so long on this. Like,
I fully was like, okay, shut up about this.
oh
Did
my
not
God.
register a thing. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Even now, I was like, why are you harping on this?
So is this ship the thing that Dany should be
wow
aware of?
Maybe, especially if like small man with a big shadow snarling in the midst of it all.
So is Tyrion the one she should be afraid of then? Is that what that means? Or is it somebody else on the boat?
Maybe it could be. Maybe it could be, oh my God, maybe it's Penny. And you know how the reader has to put their biases aside? So maybe he's like, wow, powerful man in the midst, must be a man, you know, whatever. But I love how I said powerful man in the midst. Powerful person in the midst must be a man, whatever. So maybe it's actually Penny and he's just reading the flames wrong. Maybe Penny's the undoing. Maybe
but why would that be?
I don't know. Maybe it is Tyrion. Maybe he starts like developing loyalty for his family again. I don't know, something happens, there's a reconnection. Maybe he just is like, Dany shouldn't be ruling, it should be young Griff. Maybe they have a blowout, things go wrong. I don't know. Or maybe it's what's his face? Makoro. Maybe it's him. Who knows?
Right. Even though he seems to support Dany. So
maybe he's faking it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
I'm just thinking, if this is the perfumed seneschal, I gotta be. Oh wait, Jorah too. Not me literally forgetting about Jorah on board. Jorah is low-key the most likely.
She should always be aware of Jorah.
I love how I accuse everybody else instead of the guy who's most likely to fuck things up. No, yeah. I feel like I honestly do feel like it could be any of them, because also with Makoro's description and everything too, like, is this what's it called? What's the thing where you look away that you're not, the thing we learned about in Melisandre's chapter?
Like the glamour she puts on?
Yeah, glamour. Maybe it's a glamour or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's someone else. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like just everything far-fetched. But okay. I think most likely probably like Jorah. Because it'll probably be, because you know how now she doesn't have any good counselors, and she kind of misses Jorah, and she remembers Jorah as being like a great counselor. So maybe it'll be like whereas before she was kind of like, you need to respect my authority, blah, 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 and she kind of sent him away. Maybe it'll go back to earlier where she was just kind of like blindly trusting him. So I'm not sure, like maybe that'll be part of it, especially because you know how she's kind of gotten more hopeless about this whole thing as she stays in Meereen. So she's been like listening to other people more, and like kind of like not that she's like signing her authority off, but she's kind of like she's more desperate than she used to be, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think maybe that could be part of it. So maybe I think Jorah is kind of the prediction I'm going with for now.
Okay, cool. All right. And then he goes back to his cabin where Jorah's hanging out. So they share a cabin. Lovely for them. And they're talking about Penny. Tyrion doesn't like calling her Penny. He doesn't like her name because it's like signifying that she has less worth than other people might. And so her brother's name was Oppo, but he went by Groat, and Groat and Penny are like the two smallest coins. So if Oppo had like a name that Oppo was his name, but then he had like the stage name of Groat, does Penny have a name that's not Penny?
Maybe. Did her parents,
like he says that's the names they chose themselves. Is she just choosing not to share it because she identifies more with Penny? I don't know. I had a weird thing. No, but Tyrion has a weird thing where he doesn't want to call her Penny.
Yeah, this whole chapter, he's so like, everything about Penny that kind of reminds him of things, of like his own self-hatred and the things that he doesn't like about himself. He's just so weird about them. And I just need him to get over this. Like, come on, Tyrion.
Yeah. And Jorah is just like, I don't care what she does or what you do. You can kiss her, kill her, or avoid her. Like a weird version of fuck, marry, kill, I guess.
Oh my god.
Just I don't care about it, is basically what Jorah is saying.
Mhm.
And Tyrion does not like the guy. He thinks to himself, twice exiled, and small wonder. I'd exile him too if I could, which all of us.
Real.
Same Tyrion. This is probably like the least untenable that Jorah has ever been.
Yeah.
But he's still terrible. Like,
yeah. But then even Tyrion himself is like, you know what? He's going for his love, you know, like what would I do if Tysha was waiting for me? So even Tyrion kind of has more sympathy for Jorah than we do, but we've also had to be around him longer, so
yeah. And okay, so then Tyrion just kind of like, it's like a wandering through his thoughts thing. You know, life is kind of tedious. He's not sleeping well. And he even contemplates killing himself, just throwing himself overboard. And he's like, one small splash and it could all be over. But he doesn't do it, so that's good. And they have like, you know, the hall where they eat, the galley. That's also where they keep the books. And the captain of this ship being an especially bookish man, the ship has 3.
That was a fun little sentence.
Yeah. And, well, there's like a collection of nautical poetry. There's, you know, an especially well-loved, adventures of a sex worker in Lysine. And then there's also the life of the Triarch Bellico, a famous Volantine patriot whose unbroken succession of conquests and triumphs ended rather abruptly when he was eaten by giants.
That's scary.
Just, I feel like George R. R. Martin was really having fun with this paragraph. He just like put random stuff in there.
Yeah, he's like, this is some lore. Yeah, and Tyrion's also kind of like, this is also my found family heart was like, aw, he misses his crew again, because he's like, man, that was at least interesting. Like, I had people's identities to figure out. I had shit to do.
Here, everybody's like, exactly who they seem to be. It's so boring.
Yeah. And
which I think is like, maybe people aren't exactly what they seem to be, Tyrion, and you should spend some time investigating that. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I feel like he's trying to write it off as just that. But I'm like, no, y'all, you liked them. They liked you. Just admit it. It wasn't just about the mystery, Tyrion. You know?
Yeah. So Penny comes in and joins him, even though, like, she's been kind of avoiding him and doesn't want to see him at all most of the time. And she's telling kind of how things went for her and her brother after Joffrey's death. Like, they basically fled King's Landing that very night because they didn't want to risk getting blamed for any of it. And then she tells the story of the guy who was the juggler, who was also killed because they thought he was Tyrion. And I think this was in Tyrosh. And basically she accuses Tyrion of killing both her brother and this guy. And Tyrion gets into this whole thing like, excuse me, his blood is on my sister's hands and the hands of the brutes who killed him. My hands are crusted with old blood. Call me a kinslayer and you won't be wrong. Slayer, I'll answer to that one as well. I have killed mothers, fathers, nephews, lovers, men and women, kings and whores. A singer once annoyed me, so I had the bastard stewed. But I have never killed a juggler nor a dwarf, and I'm not to blame for what happened to your bloody brother.
Dude, that resume though. People he's killed. Like,
yeah, and he seems to have just totally, like, even though he didn't kill Joffrey, he's like, you know what, it's just too good of a thing to pass up on. I'm just gonna add it to my resume. He's definitely embellishing.
Oh, totally. like us all.
Yeah. And Penny's, like, obviously this enrages her, so she dumps some wine into his face and runs off.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, he kind of deserved it, so I'm great. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, and she also was like, you know, there was like a really, like, right before that when they're talking and they're kind of they're kind of building up to like the super big blowout. Like she's like, why couldn't you have just jousted with us and it would have all been fine, and then the conflict wouldn't have started, and because she's like, and then you went and killed him and things escalated from there, right? Because that's kind of why she blames him for it, 'cause she's like, well, you killed him, that's why he went and his mom went and retaliated and did all the things, and she's like, they would have just laughed at you, that's all. And like she's like, my brother says it's a good thing making people laugh, a noble thing and honorable. And then it's just like kind of juxtaposed next to Tyrion, where like, especially because of his dad, all the things, it's like that's so shameful to have made people laugh, and like to have like
he would rather laugh with people rather than be laughed at by people.
And like he basically is like basically embracing that would be like the worst thing he could do, because then he's accepting that instead of trying to overcome it, whereas like they've literally made a living off of it. So it's just like and that's kind of part, oh wait, I said this off air, but like I kind of ship them. And I think this is like kind of part of the reason why, like, I think they have.
No, I think you said this on air.
Did I? Okay. Anyway, so I ship them. And like, I think the main reason is just like, well, A, they're both traumatized, and I love shipping traumatized people together. And B, it's like, they just have such different worldviews, and I feel like they could learn from each other, and it would work. Specifically Tyrion, I feel like this could be really good for him, Yeah,
it's giving a little bit of that Zindagi Gulzar hai.
Yeah, oh my god.
One's so pessimistic and the other is just eternally optimistic that Yeah. All right. Okay. So then they weather a storm. Tyrion stays like above board for that because he doesn't want to be in his cabin potentially throwing up and just like not knowing what's going on. And after the storm passes, he finds Penny kind of looking out over looking out across the ocean. And they find, like, they have a little bit of like a heart to heart, like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. And then he's like, I'm sorry too. I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Like all of that. And they kind of start building a little bit of rapport, and he's realizing just how young she is. Like, he says 17, 18, no more than 19.
Man.
And we learn a little bit about her history. Her mom was not a little person, but her dad was, and he was like a famous... he was sold into slavery, but he was so good at what he did that he bought himself out, bought his freedom, and he would travel all over the free cities in Westeros, and he was like the one who kind of taught them how to do it, and they came up with this, jousting on a pig and a dog act.
Oh, yeah, and like, and she tries to, because like he's telling her about like the like how he got that singer killed, and she's like, oh, sing me the song, and like she's just like such an open person, and I'm just like, Tyrion, you need to stop, because like there's moments where she's like telling him about her life, and he's like getting like secondhand embarrassment from it, but she's like she's like very proud of it. She's like, yeah, look at what my dad accomplished, look at what he taught us to accomplish, like look at how successful we were. Like she's literally boasting, and meanwhile he's like embarrassed for her, and it's like really icky, and it's just his own shit, but it still just is like, you need to get over
Tyrion,
this.
Think about what it would be like to be proud of your dad. Imagine how nice that would be. Have you ever,
Yeah, and also earlier, like, he was thinking about how, like, oh, like after they had that big blowout, he's like, man, I don't have experience interacting with other dwarfs anyway. Like, I don't know how to do this, whatever.
That is true, because he, like, kind of always avoided them when he could.
Yeah, especially because of his dad and all the things. And there was a little Ghost of High Heart reference where he's like, I'd heard of that one, and like I heard of this person doing this, but like I'd never interacted with them. So, yeah, and even
I
if
didn't
like,
even put together that was a Ghost of High Heart reference. Good for you.
Thank you. But yeah, like I just feel like there's so much growth potential here, and like even if they just, like, they're already becoming homies. Even if they just stay homies, that's good too. But, and also Tyrion is like, and maybe he's right about this, like, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know what's going on in their heads, but he also is just very like, oh, she's telling me about this because she's gonna ask me to be part of the act now that I got her brother killed. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
can you just be in the moment?
Yeah. Speaking of in the moment, they're talking about how they were hired for Joffrey's wedding. And Tyrion's under the impression that Cersei hired them. But Penny's like, no, it was some guy who came to us in Pentos, Oswald, something like that.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, we know that this was Littlefinger's doing, but
Okay.
I hope
I think, but this is more like confirmation of that, I think.
Totally. And, I think if Tyrion uses this to put well, he doesn't know that, like, Oswald's bought by Littlefinger and them, but, like, he could find out. Like, it would just, this could be useful later if Tyrion realizes and then sees Littlefinger.
Right.
And makes him answer for it.
Yeah, he never got Littlefinger to answer for sending Catelyn after Tyrion, because remember Littlefinger lied about that dagger being Tyrion's when it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, oh my god, totally. Wow. They've got a real
beef.
They've got a real showdown to happen.
Coming, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to see, like, I want like a, intellectual takedown of Littlefinger from Tyrion, but I also just want him to like stomp on his face or something. Like,
oh my god, totally. Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, like, oh, imagine though, like, if Sansa and Tyrion had actually like turned out to be the power couple we had hoped. Together, they could have done so much.
Dude,
maybe they'll reunite and
they still could. Technically, they're still
technically both still alive. So
yeah, even though they're sort of both not legally, but they're both sort of off the grid, and one of them is sort of or no one thinks Sansa's dead. They just think she escaped. Same thing with Tyrion. Yeah, so they're both sort of a little bit in exile, sort of off the grid. So yeah, they could totally still get together and be a power couple.
Okay. And then so Penny's also talking about how they had to keep traveling because like their act is great, but it's only great like the first few times you see it. It gets a little old afterwards. So then they would travel all the time. They've got their I don't know what their dog is called, but the pig is called Pretty.
Which is so cute.
Yeah, and this is where Tyrion's like, I see you talking about your act a lot. I see you want me to join you, but I'm not gonna do it. And she like eventually does the straight up like come out and ask him, and he's like, no, I am not doing that. And then she asks him like whether he will tilt with her, and then he's thinking, I wonder if she was actually asking whether we should have sex. I don't know if I got that vibe from her at all. Like, I don't know if that's what she was asking. I feel like she's a straightforward person. If she's asking you to tilt with her, that means she wants you to join her act. But if she wanted to have sex with you, she might just say that.
Maybe. I don't know. I think the jury's out on that one for me.
Okay. Yeah. And, then he goes to bed. And, but it's not a very restful night. So he gets up, he goes outside. And over in the distance to the northeast, he sees that a red glow lit the sky, the color of a blood bruise. And Tyrion's like, since when did the sun move? And then we find out that that's the sky above Valyria.
That's so scary.
There's literally hundreds, if not thousands years later, and that shit's still glowing. Like,
that's literally
what
scary.
What the fuck? Like, I know everybody's like, whoever goes to Valyria never returns, bad things happen, but I kind of want to know what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah, that's scary.
And Tyrion thinks about his uncle, who also was like, I want to know what the fuck's going on there, Gerion Lannister, and he sailed for Valyria and was never seen again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was called the Laughing Lion. He set out on this journey a decade ago,
Mm-hmm.
and Tywin sent people looking for him afterwards, but they only tracked him so far as Volantis, where he had to buy slaves because no freed person would go to Valyria with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he set out sail, and they never know what happened. But they say that the fires of the 14 flames are still burning, and that's what's being reflected on the clouds.
Wow.
And that on the day of the doom, all of these 14 flames, which I think is popularly interpreted as being like volcanoes,
Mm-hmm.
all of them erupted on the same day
Wow.
and just brought down the whole civilization.
Wow, that's what happened?
That's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally here. Like that's what Makoro is telling him.
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. LOL. Sorry. Because I didn't review Tyrion's chapter, I was like, oh my god. And I hadn't gotten to that part on my page yet. Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. And yeah, and then Tyrion goes back to like talking to
I need
Makoro about
Tyrion
what he's
to collect some dragon glass while he's here and then go send it back to the wall.
Oh, do we know that there's dragon glass here in Valyria?
I feel like if we're gonna find it anywhere, it would be here.
Well, Stannis talks about how there's a bunch on Dragonstone. That's a lot closer and accessible.
Okay, wait, yeah. So someone on Dragonstone could just do that. Wait. Oh, okay. For some reason, I remembered like not Dragonstone being Valyria, but what we talked about Dragonstone being on Valyria. Okay. Oh yeah, because it also says like fountains spewed molten rock, red clouds rain down dragonglass. So there was at least dragonglass at some point. So maybe it's still here.
And I think dragonglass is it's like a volcanic
so that also
creation.
Sense, yeah.
So like and I think there's volcanoes or something like that on Dragonstone as well. And which makes sense why the Targaryens like that was their like outpost. It was some similar landscape to Valyria, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so what else have you seen in your fires? There's like it's okay, they're talking about why they're so close to Valyria. Like usually people don't get within sight of it. But Makoro has commanded the ship to take the shortest course to Daenerys because there's others who are also coming for her. And Tyrion's like, have you seen these others? And Makoro's like, only their shadows. One most of all, a tall and twisted thing with one black eye and 10 long arms, sailing on a sea of blood.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, come on. This is I can't tell you all the answers. You have to think about it. What has 10 arms, one black eye, and is sailing on a sea of blood?
What has 10 long arms? Like I don't know.
Kraken, perhaps?
Oh.
I just have to give you all the answers,
God. Okay.
Don't I?
Okay. Because, okay.
I hope this is not what all of Bran's chapter is going to be.
Hey, it might be, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Because they're fucking, I always forget about that.
Yeah, but we know Victarion's coming for Daenerys, but this says one black eye. So Victarion has both his eyes.
Euron?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Like, why does he see Euron? Or is it like Victarion's there on behalf of Euron, so that's why?
I thought they were both going. Because remember, he leaves the other guys in charge, but I think he's sending, like, Victarion first, and then he's making, like, a grand entrance or something.
Well, we don't know, but what he had last communicated was, like, I got shit to do. We also heard about him and his people trying to get into Old Town. Remember that?
Right, yeah.
Like in Sam's chapters. Or that one Sam chapter at the end of Feast.
Right, yeah.
So he left like some guys in charge of the shields because his like he needed to just get through there, so that part is done.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like his destination was Old Town at that time, and he had sent Victarion to go find Daenerys.
Mm-hmm.
And Victarion's was like, I will find her, but I'll find her for myself.
Right. Well, maybe just with everything going on, it just got more urgent. Like, maybe because back then there wasn't as many people looking for Dany.
So he sent
he could take his
Victarion and then
time.
he went himself?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, because... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's... Yeah, because you're right. That is kind of inconsistent, because then it's like, why didn't you just go with him? Or maybe it's like he, like, realized that maybe Victarion wasn't going to be completely loyal to him, so then he's like, I'll go after him too, and then punish him if he does something wrong, and then I get to take out my brother with this too. Like I just don't know exactly what he's thinking.
Right. I don't know. Maybe Victarion lost his eye in the meantime.
No,
since,
I don't
like,
think
sailing.
So. Yeah, because that's the thing. When they focused on the eye, I was like, okay, we know this isn't Bloodraven. We know what Bloodraven's up to. The only other eye guy here is Euron, but then I just was like, what the fuck would be goings-ons, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Goings-on or going-ons? Going-ons, yeah. Anyway, yeah,
it's actually goings-on, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Goings-on. Okay. Both sound equally wrong when I say them out loud, so...
It's like the cul-de-sac.
Right.
Yeah, because going is, Google says, because going is the primary word in the phrase and the only word that could even be constructed as a noun, then it would be the word that gets pluralized.
Okay.
Goings on is a very idiomatic expression, and it doesn't follow any specific grammatical rules.
Okay, that makes sense. Slay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, this is exciting.
Yeah.
And Tyrion sort of is like, gotta be Griff.
I guess the only question I have is, how do you think their journey is going to go the rest of this?
I think it's going to be kind of chaotic, because we're passing Valeria. We're hitting Valeria. I don't know exactly how, like... Oh, you know what I also think? I think they're going to run into Drogon.
Ooh, okay.
Because Valeria is literally... Like, I feel like he would be pulled to Valeria. And also, like, you know when Tyrion kind of maybe potentially catches a glimpse of him? So earlier,
right.
A few chapters ago. So maybe they're going the same way.
Yeah, but we weren't sure if it was Drogon or another dragon or just like a lingering like apparition in the sky from dragons past or something.
Right. Yeah. But I think so. Even if it wasn't Drogon, maybe Drogon saw that as a guide. Like, it just makes sense to me that he would be sort of drawn. Okay,
so they're gonna keep going. They're gonna run into Drogon. They're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, dragons! We're on the right trail," and then just keep going again.
Maybe they'll try to like. Maybe Tyrion will be the little master of Drogon. Maybe they'll do a little, like maybe they'll slowly, like, he'll slowly try and like tame him or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll do what Dany has not been attempting to do at all. Or maybe Drogon will kill someone. That's also a possibility. Probably more likely.
Just chomps on Tyrion, and that's the end of that.
Yeah. He kills Tyrion. We're done with Tyrion POVs.
Yeah. It would be a lot shorter of a book that way, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get to Bran. I don't know. Like, you know?
Oh my god. Okay.
So, Bran. There's like this kind of ongoing thing where in the chapter we hear about the shape of the moon. The moon is a crescent, thin and sharp as a blade of a knife. The moon was fat and full, and like it just kind of rotates, so it's supposed to obviously signify a long passage of time. Like they've been here 4 months.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing when we didn't have any Bran chapters all that time.
Wait, that makes sense.
And yeah, it's kind of, honestly, Oh my god, this chapter is all just vibes. I'm gonna read it. The moon was a crescent, thin and sharp as a blade of a knife. A pale sun rose and set and rose again. Red leaves whispered in the wind. Dark clouds filled the skies and turned to storms. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled. And dead men with black hands and bright blue eyes shuffled around a cleft in the hillside but could not enter. Under the hill, the broken boy sat upon a weirwood throne, listening to whispers in the dark as ravens walked up and down his arms. Like,
shudder.
Immediately, like, you're drawn into it, right?
Shuddering. Quaking.
Yeah. And so the children of the forest, he calls them singers. Their name is like those who sing the Song of Earth. I think we learned that last time. But their true, the name in the true tongue that they speak can't really be spoken by humans. It's like you know how in Punjabi we have the r sound, which like English prominently speakers can't make. You couldn't make as a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
That's me making fun of you. Just
really? Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, you were so adorable.
Oh my god.
Okay, and then they don't, so they have names, but then once again they can't, it's too hard for them to pronounce, I guess, or know, or too long or something. So Bran and Mira have just been given them names, like Ash and Leaf and Scales and Black Knife and Snowy Locks and Coals. Like,
wow,
I guess
what
just kind of physical
names,
descriptors.
Huh? Yeah.
And the only one of them who speaks the common tongue, her name is Leaf, or the name they have given her is Leaf. And then they're talking to like Bloodraven, like, "Hey, dude, what's your name?" And he's like, "Well, I've borne a lot of names, but back in the day, I had a mother, and the name she gave me was Brendan." And we know that his name was Brendan Rivers, but
yeah.
And Bran's like, "Wait, I have a great uncle who's named Brendan," and Bloodraven's like, "Yeah, he might actually be named after me."
Right.
Some are still, not so many as before. Men forget, only the trees remember. You were gonna say something?
Yeah, okay, so... Okay, because people were always, like, sort of like, oh, Bloodraven, his 1,001 eyes. Like,
yeah, like, why would you name your kids after the guy that most people didn't like?
Yeah.
Right? Is that... I had the same thought.
Okay.
But at the same
time, he was the king's hand, so he was, like, powerful. And
he was the, like, stout, like, he was major part of like putting down the Blackfire Rebellion. So like if you were really on the side of the Targaryens, like you would name your kid after one of the heroes. I don't know, maybe the naming happened before he was so despised by the people, like
yeah, right. Okay, yeah, because I was kind of thinking, I was like, am I misremembering what the goings on were? Like
he was, like, people thought he was a sorcerer, which he obviously was, and that he was responsible for like the famines and the plagues and stuff. Like people didn't like, basically they were blaming him for anything and everything, because you know, you're the hand of the king, you gotta take shit for the stuff that's not even your responsibility,
right?
And we met him with Duncan Egg,
yes,
and he was definitely a shady character.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Like, technically on the side of good, but, like, also just shady as fuck.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. Okay.
So, those are, like, let's talk about this a little bit. So, it's interesting because, like, that's who he was. And then he gets sent to the Wall. And then he becomes Lord Commander of the Wall, gets lost beyond the Wall at some point, is now the Three-Eyed Crow, right? So, like, in that time, is he still the, like, shady fuck that he was, you know, a couple centuries ago?
Right.
Or has he, like, transformed into a better person? Or has he, like, gone completely over to the dark side, like Melisandre thinks that these people are?
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's like, did all of this fix him or make him worse? Like, I don't know. It's
I don't think we know, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, totally.
And he's basically just tree. Most of him has gone into the tree. He has lived beyond his mortal span, and yet he lingers for us, for you, for the realms of men. That sounds like he's on the side of the good, you know? Like if he's lingering for the realms of men.
Yeah.
And yeah, and only a little strength remains in his flesh. He has 1,000 eyes in one, but there is much to watch. One day you will know.
Wow. Okay, replacement.
And Brown's like, what am I gonna know? And he's like talking to the Reeds, and they're kind of like in their little bedroom that they've been assigned, like a little small chamber off the main chamber.
Yeah.
Off the main cavern. And Jojen's like, yeah, you're gonna know the secrets of the old gods. And he's looking a little better. You know, rest and fire and food has restored him a bit.
Yeah.
But he seems sadder now, sullen, with a weary, haunted look about his eyes.
Yeah. So that kind of makes me, you know, I feel like there's things in this chapter where I kind of flip-flop on what's going on. Like, for example, like, the chapter starts and it's like, oh yeah, like dead men with black hands and bright blue eyes. They're sort of shuffling around where they are, but they can't enter. So I'm like, are these like they're trying to attack but they can't get through because of the warmth and the magic and all the thing? Or are these your soldiers ready to go? Like, what's
interesting?
You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, these are the things that attacked them on the way up to the cave.
Right. But right.
Who they're calling Leaf had to like fend them off with using fire and stuff.
Okay. Right. But,
but
maybe they just
it could
know.
be like there are creatures, but like they don't know not to attack when sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know. And then also, but then, and now with like the Jojen thing, like, yes, he's doing better, but he's like haunted and like weary too.
Yeah.
Like, so is it like, did we sign ourselves up for something bad? Like, I don't, or is he just kind of like, you know, it took a lot of strength out of him, or like, I don't know, you know, like what's going on? Yeah, so it's hard, but yeah, I'm glad he's at least like physically better, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, now that he's actually, they're actually in warmth and they can eat and the journey part is over.
Yeah. That's also the part that seems to be getting him down. Like he's done his part and now he feels like that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about how, like, you know, the first men knew the secrets of the old gods, but they've mostly been forgotten now. But where we live in the bogs, we're closer to nature, so we remember. And yeah, he's talking about how earth and water, soil and stone, oaks and elms and willows, they were here before us all and will still remain when we are gone. And Mira adds to Bran, so will you. And Bran's like, wait, what if I don't want to remain when all of you are gone? So wait, is Bran gonna be what Bloodraven is?
I think that's the move. I think this is like, you've accepted your promotion. Now we're just getting you ready before I die.
All right.
Which is like wild because, you know, we're dreaming up all these reunions, and even Bran is kind of dreaming about reunions, especially after he sees Ned and all the things like, and it just kind of feels like, well, if this is what you've accepted, do you ever get a reunion with anyone?
Right.
You know, especially because, like, as far as we know, none of those people be green seers. Like, it kind of feels like Bran's sort of the only person that was chosen by the gods or whatever, right?
Right.
So it's not even like he can be like, Arya, come on over, I'll train you, you know? Then we get to hang.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know, like, and, you know, it's kind of sad because, like, he was really looking forward to this thing, but even his heart isn't fully in it, because now that he's here and he realizes, he's like, oh, you can't just, like, you're not just, like, a sorcerer who can fix my legs, and, like, you know, whatever. Like, now he's sad because that was like the thing that he wanted. Like, he, even more than this, he just really wanted to be a knight, you know? And now he's being
Yeah.
offered something amazing, but like, it's not quite what he's wanted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of like how he's so rare, they're talking about only some people, like very few are blessed with this, and Jojen was given green dreams, but like yeah, he says, most are not so blessed. The gods gave me only green dreams. My task was to get you here. My part in this is done. And yeah, basically, and then later on, I think Bloodraven is telling him how like 1 in 1,000 is a warg or a green dreamer, and then 1 in 1,000 of those is a green seer. So it's really rare. And then we hear about Hodor wandering through the tunnels and exploring them, and then it's like, or was it Bran that wandered? No one must ever know.
Dude.
So keeping in mind that email we received last time, did you feel better or worse or equally about this Bran Vorgien to Hodor situation?
I still kind of felt the same, especially because in this chapter there's a few descriptions of how Hodor, there he sat, or no, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. Like, there's a few descriptions of how Hodor was kind of like in the corner trembling sort of thing. Like, so it was kind of...
I think I said that last time, but I probably spoiled you because I was remembering this.
No, that's okay. But I think we have gotten that before, though. Like, I think, like, when he was resisting, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think this specific case didn't happen, but, like, we have had that before. But then also, like, we have also had the cases where we didn't hear at all what Hodor was thinking, where it was sort of implied that he would resist, but then he would kind of accept it, but then you kind of wonder if that's just Bran's perspective, if he's not accepting it. It's more just like, well, if this is happening sort of thing, right? Like, that's not an acceptance or a consent or anything, right? Like, so this chapter definitely,
and the fact that
worse.
He's thinking to himself, no one must ever know. Like,
that
he knows
too.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, this, like, he is literally inside Hodor. He can tell that Hodor, like, you know, if Hodor were completely cool with it, I don't know if Bran would be like, no one must ever know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And yeah, like, there was like 1 or 2 descriptions in this chapter where it just was like, and I also think, like, especially after the email, I think I'm just gonna think about it on like a case-to-case basis.
Fair enough.
This case was like, Bran, you knew, we knew, Hodor knew, just don't do it.
Yeah. Okay. So then they're talking about like just how large the cavern is and how like dark all of it is. And I love this line. Light entered as a trespasser, unwanted and unwelcome, and soon was gone again.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like basically pitch black down there all the time. And
what did
the
they
singers
say
have made
it was?
Bran like a...
It was like or
black as pitch, black as tar, blacker than the feathers.
Sorry,
of a crow.
Continue.
Yeah. The singers have made Bran a little throne of his own.
Cute.
And, you know, they cozy him up with blankets and stuff. And that's where he sits, just like listening to the whispers of his teacher.
Wow.
And one of his teachings is never fear the darkness. The strongest trees are rooted in the dark places of the earth. Darkness will be your cloak, your shield, your mother's milk. Darkness will make you strong.
Mm-hmm.
And this in contrast to what Melisandre believes, which is always like the night is full and dark and full of terrors, right?
Yeah, we must
so it makes
light.
sense that
the flames need to always be operating.
Yeah, whereas these guys are like, darkness is our friend. So it makes sense why Melisandre would see them as the enemy, but are they actually like...
I don't know, because like... Yeah, because he's like, don't fear the darkness. Darkness will make you strong, right? But I don't know if it's as black as white as the Melisandre stuff, because with Melisandre, she's very like, I cannot let the flame go out ever, even for a second, you know? Like, it's light all the way. But here, he's like, don't fear the darkness, it gives you strength. but then also, like, they're still lighting fires and, like, doing all the things. Like, it's kind of like...
Right. They're not, like, afraid of light the way
Yeah.
Melisandre is afraid of the dark.
So it's not, like, a completely oppositional thing. It's just, like, they're chill with the dark, and we just don't know to what extent that is. Like, we don't know if Melisandre's right, and they're associated with the Great Other, and, like, he is the Great Other, whatever. Like, we just don't know, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's definitely interesting to, like, juxtapose them both and, like, think about it.
Yeah. And then more time passes, and Summer goes out hunting because he's got, like, a little pack that they go together and hunt. And Bran doesn't, like, usually join them in the pack, but he has learned to watch them from above.
Mm-hmm.
And he's noting, like, how, you know, slipping into Summer's skin is as easy as basically putting on a pair of pants. And changing his own skin for a raven had been harder, but not as hard as he thought it would be, especially with not these ravens, because they have all had people work into them before.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this. The first time he did it, he, like, ended up crashing into a wall.
Oh my god.
But then, like, with a little bit of practice, it was great. And he learned to fly. Like, he did the thing.
Yeah.
And he's having a lot of fun with it until he realizes that there's somebody else inside the raven with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Bloodraven explains that this is one of the singers, and that she is long dead, but part of her remains in the bird. And but don't worry, she's not gonna harm you. And this is when we learned that, okay, so he's asking, do all these birds have the singers in them? And Brendan's like, yup. It was the singers who taught the first men to send messages by ravens, but in those days, the birds would speak the words. So they would, like, warg into a bird, fly to whoever they needed to send a message to, speak the message, and then return.
Wow. Okay, so
it's pretty cool.
Is Mormont's raven, like, a similar thing? Like, is there someone who but he's not...
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I wonder even if it's Bloodraven that's working into him. Because that bird has said some shit that was never said to him before. Like
the when he was like, what did he say when he saved their asses? When he was like, fire or whatever? Like...
Yeah, no, burn.
Burn.
This is when, like, back in book 1, when they get attacked by the whites, like, they bring a couple of dead bodies across the wall, and then they turn into whites and try to attack Mormont, and Jon gets in the middle of it, and that's when he gets his hand injured. Burned, I think.
Right.
And, and the raven's around, and it's the raven that tells Jon to burn, and that's what ends up killing the whites. So it's done that. And when Jon was to be elected, you know, the bird flew out the kettle and said, like, Jon, or snow, snow, snow. And then somebody was like, he says snow all the time. And then the bird starts saying, like, other shit. I forget what the words were, but, like, makes it clear that the bird is actually, like, it's almost like the bird is thinking and responding to the situation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's...
I don't know if it's Bloodraven, but I feel like it makes sense if that was Bloodraven, you know?
Yeah, totally. Oh my god. So then, like, could Bran talk to Jon through that eventually? Like, and
that's the question. And he's thinking that, like, Jon could totally learn to fly, as well as as Robb and Arya and Sansa and Rickon. Like, they could all do the same.
We could all
and then
be
we
ravens,
could all be ravens and live in
Maester
Maester
Luwin's
Luwin's
rookery.
That
so
show was
sweet.
Unwarranted, okay?
Literally.
No.
And especially because it's like, man, like, we're thinking, like, we're getting so fantastical with this because it is so fantastical, but then Bran just kind of, like, wants to see his family and, like, be a knight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is literally, like, an 8-year-old kid. Yeah, like, come on.
Of course, but it just...
When he's, like, asking some of these questions, like, what does that mean? I can, like, I have to like really remind myself, like,
Right.
child, 8 years old.
literally.
It makes sense for him to be asking these questions.
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah, and it just, yeah, and just the innocence of like, man, I didn't want to look weak in front of Mira, even though I'm terrified to, like, I don't want to live forever. I don't, like, it just, the kid moments are, like, really, really nice alongside the, like, look at this, like, wild thing,
Yeah.
Ugh.
And some days Bran's like, I wonder if all of this is a dream. Like, I
mean, yeah, when he's just
so he
stuck
tries
in there,
like,
it's hard to keep track of
he
time.
pinches himself to try to wake him from this dream, but he never wakes up. It's just he just gets pinched. And initially he'd like tried to keep track of their days, but making note of when they go to bed and when they wake up. But down here, sleeping and waking had a way of melting into one another. Dreams became lessons. Lessons became dreams. Things happened all at once or not at all.
That's so cool. That's literally so bloody cool.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's just that, like,
no, I know, but like, like, that's so hard for me to conceptualize. Like,
yes,
and like, how the fuck would that even feel, or seem? Like, yeah.
Yeah. And this is where Bloodraven is explaining only one man in 1,000 is born a skin changer, and only one skin changer in 1,000 can be a green seer. Wow. And he explains that the children of the forest, they have golden eyes, but once in a while they would wake up with eyes as red as blood, which is what Bloodraven has, or green eyes, and this was the sign that the gods marked them to have received the gift. And the ones who received the gift were not the best physical health, because, like, as a balance to all the power they had, they didn't live as long and have such healthy lives. Yeah. Yeah, and then they also.
Okay, wait, so does Bran have, like, super green eyes?
No, I think Bran has, like, stark eyes.
Okay, so this is only for the children of the forest. Like, the
but Jojen has those, like, super green eyes, and Bloodraven has the super red eyes. So I don't know, maybe Bran's just different. I don't know.
He's just built different, guys. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Once inside the wood, so this is like inside the wood of the weirwoods, they linger forever, 1,000 eyes, 100 skins, wisdom as deep as the roots of the ancient trees. There's, like, a lot of, like, lore about the the weirwoods here. And obviously and then comes one of the best quotes, like, of the entire book, which is that a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one.
Iconic.
And this is in relation to the singers, because they didn't have books. Instead, they would have the weirwoods kind of store their knowledge for them. Like, they would, once they died, they would return into those trees, and that like, the Northerners believe that the weirwoods are sacred to the gods, but the singers believe that they are the gods.
Wow. That's
so when
so
they
cool.
die, they become part of that godhood.
Wow.
It's wow. Oh my god, this shit's so cool. That's so cool.
Literally, man, I want this religion. Can we bring this religion to the real world? Like, this is cool. Like, this is so cool. And, like, yeah, like, that, I don't even know what to say, but I just feel the need to harp on how cool it is,
Yes. And obviously, hearing that they die and become part of this godhood, Brad's like, wait, they're gonna kill me? And Mira's like, no, shut up, Jojen, stop scaring him. And Jojen's response is, he's not the one who needs to be afraid.
Which, once again, I'm like, so this is bad? Like, you're gonna do bad things?
Like, who needs to be afraid here?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, But then
Yeah.
Bloodraven's like, I'm saving civilization.
Yeah. So then more time passes. Summer's still hanging out outside. There's not a lot of game for him to be found.
Mm-hmm.
The ward upon the cave mouth still held. The dead men could not enter, but they're still hiding there under the snow, and more snow falls, keeping them hidden even more. And they see more dead things coming to them. So it feels like they're congregating day by day, which is not good. If they're ever gonna leave this cave ever.
Yep.
And there's even dead ravens that are part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a snow bear that is dead that they encounter, and which I guess is a polar bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot happening, but under the hill, they're still safe and cozy. They got food and
didn't
fish
Varamir have a snow bear? Is this Varamir's snow bear?
There was a bear that but the bear hated Varamir, and Varamir last worked into One Eye, that wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Summer encountered them one time hunting. I don't know if they're still around.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if this is Varamir's bear, but it could be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, those are all the random thoughts related to that. Yeah, so they have the fish in the underground river that's there. They've got mushrooms. They even have some barley and oats and stuff stored away from the summer. And they also have some goats. So they have milk and cheese and stuff.
Man,
it's pretty good. They could just hang out here,
Yeah, they're doing better than the wall rations. They got more food than a lot of places.
Yeah, every day they eat this blood stew that has unnamed meat in it, but Bran's meat is meat. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we learn a little bit more about the singers and the caves.
Okay, not to be dark. It can't be human meat, right? That would be insane.
Who would the humans be?
I don't know. This is just all very dark, and that's where my brain went.
Yeah, it's that time when on the way to this cave, they what's his name?
Yeah.
Cold Hands brought them I found a pig, totally cool. And then it's is this a pig or is this man meat? Who knows?
I don't know, especially if I don't know. I just feel there's a lot of
no, but I like that you're thinking dark. Okay.
Okay.
So there's more than 300 singers living in this cave, and that's all of them.
Wow.
That's all of the singers left on this. So 300 is a score is 20, so 300 is 60.
Mm-hmm.
That's
wow, that's nothing.
Very much an endangered species,
Yeah, we're at extirpation point. That's crazy.
Yeah. And Leaf is don't y'all go wandering. This place is really, it's got a lot going on. And even though my people have lived here for 1,000 of your years,
also
which is kind of
bloody wild, you just drop that casually. Okay,
we still don't know. We still haven't explored all of it. That's how huge this place is.
Yeah, and yeah, that's wild. It's wild that they don't even have all the answers. There could be shit down there that they don't even know of.
There's descriptions of the singers. So it says they were small compared to men, as a wolf is smaller than a direwolf. That doesn't mean that it's a pup.
Mm-hmm.
They had nut brown skin, dappled like a deer's, with paler spots and large ears that could hear things that no man could hear. Their eyes were big too, great golden cat's eyes that could see down passages where a boy's eyes saw only blackness. Their hands had only 3 fingers and a thumb, with sharp black claws instead of nails. And they do sing in the true tongue.
I have a question.
Constantly. Yeah.
Because you know how what's his face? Makaro? Was that his name?
Makoro.
You know how Makoro could, instead of having seen Tyrion or Penny, could he have seen a child
Could
of
it be
the
a
forest?
child of the forest?
Or no?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Okay.
I think he says very specifically, I see you.
Right. Okay.
I know what you mean. Like, it's all up to interpretation. Like, the visions are only as good as you can interpret them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, why would a child of the forest be in the midst of dragons, snarling? I can see that being Tyrion for various reasons, but I don't know if, yeah.
Okay.
And they're also talking about how the giants are almost gone. They who were our bane and our brothers. So I guess the giants have been around for like the same time that the children of the singers have been around. The great lions of the western hills have been slain. The unicorns are all but gone. And the mammoths down to a few hundred. The direwolves will outlast us all, but their time will come as well. And the world that men have made, there is no room for them or us. Which is kind of like, that applies a little too much to our world, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it either. So, like, okay, in the world that men have made, there's no room for them or us. So, once again, not to go dark, but does that mean we're getting rid of all the men so that we can build a world where there's room?
Well, or the world that the men have built needs to be changed significantly so that there's room for everybody.
That's good too. Like I said, my brain's just sort of going dark.
It's like, think about capitalism, right? Capitalism is a disease on our planet.
Yeah.
To survive, like, in any reasonable, like, into a reasonable future, we need to cure our world of it. Same thing. Like, the kind of, like, world
full
they have built here.
Everything, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Burn it the fuck down. Just burn it all down.
Yeah. But I'm just worried about the method. I don't know what the method is here.
I mean, honestly, would it be so bad if humanity was just wiped out? I feel like honestly, like, even here, like, the world would be the better for it. Like,
yeah, but like, why
we're just terrible species. Like, we just are.
Yeah, but like, we could be good. I feel like it's just better use of time to work towards that than let's be like, okay, well then let's just burn it all down.
Well, I think it has to be burned down to be rebuilt into a better thing, but
yeah, but
I don't
know if we have to.
I'm saying,
everybody.
Like, if we're unwilling to get to that point, I think humanity is gonna die out. Like,
that's fine, but we don't have to make it happen. Like, we don't have to like succumb to that and be like, well, we're digging ourselves.
Well,
this
they're
grave,
not
so
saying that the men have to die. They're just saying the world that the men have built has to go, and that if men end up going as a part of it, so what?
Yeah,
and that's
but
the same
I'm worried
attitude
about
I
them
have.
taking it over and being like, well, then let's speed this process along. If where this path is going is to the destruction of men anyway, let's just fast forward to that and just kill the men first.
Yeah, well, that's maybe why they are the others, like, aligned with the others and all of that.
Yeah, so, but that's what I'm saying. That's scary. I don't want that for them.
It's scary, but it's cool. It's scary, but it's
cool. Sure, but still scary. Like,
imagine, like, what if the White Walkers, like the others and the whites and all of that, is to just cleanse this earth of the terrible blight of humanity. I would honestly be on their side.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's try to get. Okay, we can't wander that far for this chapter. All right, there's too many caverns. We can't explore them all.
Even they haven't explored them all.
Yeah, and Leaf is telling them that even when they were the dominant species in Westeros, they never had their population was never that large. The gods gave us long lives, but not great numbers, lest we overrun the world as humans are doing. Yeah, and then so then Mira and Jojen are like, hey, we're gonna go climb down to the river because we want to see what it's like. And Bran's like, I want to come too. Bran can carry me. Hodor can carry me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, it's like the way it's set up. No way is Hodor going to be able to be carrying you all the way down there.
Mm-hmm.
So Bran's obviously like, I used to be a better climber than all of you, but he has to just sit there not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
But after they leave, he works into Hodor and follows them. And this is where it's like, this is some of the description. The big stable boy no longer fought him as he had the first time back in the lake tower during the storm. Like a dog who had all the fight whipped out of him, Hodor would curl up and hide whenever Bran reached out to him. His hiding place was somewhere deep within him, a pit where not even Bran could touch him. And Bran tries to tell him, no one wants to hurt you. I just want to be strong again for a while. I'll give it back the way I always do. Which I'm like, do he always, like, for how long is that going to be true?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like this, like, I think it's, what was I gonna say? Hold on, thought got completely wiped, hold on. Yeah, I feel like this sort of whole description just sort of kind of firmly puts me in the camp of, like, he knows what he's doing, and it's not so much their connection as it is a violation, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, no one knows when I'm wearing sorry, I was saying that. No one can tell that I'm working into Hodor. I'm so sly.
Mm-hmm.
And he often tags along whether he is wanted or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you think no one knows, or what do you think?
I don't think that, like, Mira or Jojen know.
Okay.
I feel like they would have talked to him about this if they did.
What about the singers or
I
Bloodraven?
think Bloodraven definitely knows and is just chill with it, which kind of sucks.
Oh, is he?
Or, I mean, he might broach this topic, like, next chapter or something. I don't know, but, like, I hope he isn't, but also, like, we know he's a shady guy who's not above, like, using people and shit.
We know he definitely used to be a shady guy.
but like, I just feel like that's most of what we know about him. And, like, obviously people change and all the things, and he could be a completely different person now, but, like, that's all I know about him. That's what I have to go off of, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so Bran follows Jojen and Mira down to the river, but when it's time to get back up, like climb back up, Jojen isn't able to do that. Like, his arms begin to tremble, and they have to, like, tie a rope around him and let Hodor basically haul him up this one part of the climb.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know just how much better physically he's doing, I guess, if this is his physical condition. Yeah.
Yeah, but also, like, if this is a hard thing, because Hodor's really strong, and if this is a thing that he can't do while holding Bran, like, and Jojen's just starting to get his strength back, you know, like, I feel like it still makes sense. Like, he doesn't have to be super weak and frail for this to not be a thing that he can't do, because it does sound difficult, you know?
Okay, fair.
Like, I think you have to be experienced to do this one anyway.
Yeah. More time passes. Summer goes out for hunting again, but they really don't find a lot of meat. So instead, Summer's, like, feasting on the dead bodies, like the undead. Mm-hmm. And yeah. So, oh my god, this description. Okay.
Yeah.
He dug up a hand, its fingers opening and closing as it pulled itself across the frozen snow. He eats all the meat and then cracks the bones for the marrow. Only then did the arm remember it was dead.
That is so creepy and scary.
And also, I don't know if I like Summer eating that kind of meat.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that too. Like, oh, man, this whole chapter is just kind of disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Then one day he works into Hodor again and crosses, like, the bridge that arcs over the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds more passages there, and there's a bunch of singers. Most of them look dead, but some of them open their eyes as he passes by. And yeah. He then returns to like observe Bloodraven, and he also looks very dead. The only thing that looked alive in the pale man was his face and his one red eye burning like the last coal in a dead fire.
Wow.
And Bran's thinking, one day I'm gonna be like that. I don't like it.
Yeah, he's like, I like this guy better when I can't see him and think about that.
Yeah. And Leaf explains that Bloodraven draws his life from the tree. Mm-hmm. He does not eat, he does not drink, he sleeps, he dreams, he watches. That's basically all he does.
Yeah.
And Bran's like coming to this, kind of conclusion, like, oh my god, this is my fate. What can I do? He's like, I used to want to be a knight. This is the best, like, this is the option I'm given. I don't even know how much of an option it is, but he is definitely dealing with it as if he has an option,
Yeah.
And eventually he's like, 1,000 eyes, 1,000 skins, wisdom as deep as the roots of ancient trees. That was almost as good as being a knight.
Ugh.
So I guess I'll take it.
Man. Sad.
Yeah. And then more time passes. Jojen gets even more sullen and solitary. And he like starts like going up to the mouth of the cave every day and just kind of looking out over the forest. Mm-hmm. And Mira's like super concerned about him and is like, he wants to go home, but he's not even going to try and fight his fate. He says that the green dreams do not lie. What's his fate?
Is he gonna die? Is he gonna be sacrificed? Is he gonna, like... I don't know.
Yeah, he certainly...
I'm kind of scared that he's gonna be sacrificed.
I mean, that is a thing they do, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bran, like, wants to comfort Mira, but she's just out of reach, so he's just like, don't cry.
Man. Ugh.
Yeah. And then more time passes, and eventually Brendan is like, it is time. And, it's time for the next step, for you to go beyond skin changing and learn what it means to be a green seer. And Leaf comes over, and they've got like a weirwood bowl in her hands, carved with a dozen faces, like the ones that the trees had. Inside was a white paste, thick and heavy, with dark red veins running through it. And she tells Bran to eat that, and Bran's like, what the fuck is this? And they tell him that it's a paste of weirwood seeds. Mm-hmm. But something about the look of it makes Bran feel ill. It's like the red veins were... He knows that it's like weirwood sap, but but in the torchlight, it looks remarkably like blood. And then they tell him to drink it and says that this will awaken your gifts and wed you to the tree. And Bran's like, I don't want to be married to a tree. Which is...
That was funny.
But he does eat the thing. It had a bitter taste, though not so bitter as acorn paste. The first spoonful was the hardest to get down. He almost retched it right back up. The second tasted better. The third was almost sweet. The rest he spooned up eagerly. Why had he thought that it was bitter? It tasted of honey, of new fallen snow, of pepper and cinnamon, and the last kiss his mother ever gave him. So this is some of that, like, what's that thing, the purple thing that Dany drinks, or blue thing, Shade of the Evening?
Yeah.
Remember, she drinks it and she's like reminded, she's like, it tastes like all my favorite things.
Uh-huh.
This is given the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into all of that, because there's a lot of that, right?
There's so much going on, yeah.
Let me introduce you to
a theory. Okay, wait. Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay.
So this paste Bran eats, most commonly referred to in the fandom as Jojen paste.
What the fuck?
People think Jojen is being slowly drained for his powers, for his life source. so that Bran can like,
and that's why
go
he's
be
getting weaker,
and just more sullen, and like the fact that he's like kind of, you know, given into his fate, which is like, I'm gonna die and this is where it's gonna happen kind of thing.
Wow. Okay. Because I did have a thought earlier where I was like, is Bloodraven doing this? So then at the end he can be like, see, oh my god, your friend's
It's better
dying.
to sacrifice him, yeah.
Your friend's dying anyway. Don't you want to take him out of his misery? Oh my god, but this is so much more dark because it's like,
yeah,
it's
right?
like slowly skinning someone, but like through their blood and
Life
I was
force,
thinking,
yeah.
because if it was like, because you know the descriptions are very like, this is blood, beware. But I was thinking
Yeah.
like maybe, I don't know if my version is more dark or less dark or the same amount of dark. Because I was thinking more of like, because you know how like at the end we see that like sacrifice happen, and there's also a lot of descriptions of like what's sort of running through the Weirwoods being very blood-like. So I just assumed, I didn't think of it specifically being Jojen. I thought it was just like, that's just what
over
Weirwood
centuries of
is.
Sacrifices, now it's become,
like
just,
this is just
what
it
part
always is, and this is just what they do. Like that's just the vibes of this religion, this whole cult.
Even if not sacrifice, we know like Bloodraven and the singers are kind of like merged into the trees, so that it could be their blood and all of that.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. So yeah, like right, because when they all die, they go into the So but this is dark. This is really dark, man.
Yeah. So
Jojen pace.
That's why I kept pointing out, like, is Jojen better? Like, honestly, this is like a theory. Who knows, really?
Yeah.
But something to think about.
Yeah.
There's Jojen more, because like when you're like Jojen pace, like you roll your eyes at it a little bit, you know. But there's kind of evidence for it.
No,
so.
I kind of honestly it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary though, man. I don't want to become paste.
Yeah, and yeah, Jojen clearly doesn't. But so Jojen has like part of like a gift, like he's got the green dreams, right?
Yeah.
What's Mira's role? Like, okay, Jojen gets Bran here. He sacrifices his blood and soul for like Bran to get whatever.
Literally.
What's going on with Mira? What's her role?
I don't know. I actually have never stopped to think about that. I don't know. Maybe just like, I have no idea. Cause they be fighting.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't like supposed to come along, but she just did.
Right.
You know, like maybe like Bloodraven or the gods or whatever, like whatever sent Jojen. Like maybe Mira wasn't really part of the dreams, but she came along to like support her brother, and also she knows about the Bran stuff too, so like she wanted to help and be there. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay. Cool. All right, now let's get into it. So Bloodraven, Bran ate the whole thing. Leaf tells him that the trees will teach you, the trees remember, and Bloodraven tells him to close his eyes, slip your skin as you do when you join with summer, but this time go into the roots instead. Follow them up through the earth to the trees upon the hill, and tell me what you see. And Bran does just that. And what he sees is Lord Eddard Stark sat upon a rock beside the deep black pool in the Godswood, the pale roots of the heart tree twisting around him like an old man's gnarled arms. The great sword Ice lay across Lord Eddard's lap, and he was cleaning the blade with an oilcloth. Winterfell, Bran whispered. His father looked up. Who's there? He asked, turning. And Bran, frightened, pulled away. So,
this is fucking whack.
Okay, can you like?
Okay, what do you mean? Don't they tell us later
what is happening
happened?
here? Yeah, you tell me what's happening.
He goes to the Godswood tree, like the Winterfell Godswood Weirwood tree, where like we first met Catelyn and Ned and all the things, like the tree, I think. The one where
thousands of miles away.
Yes.
Ned's dead, so time away
time
as
away,
well.
thousands. Okay, yeah, I just wasn't saying it because they literally tell us a paragraph later. I was like,
I know, but I want you to say
okay.
it.
Just because I was like, it's not a prediction. We know. Okay. Yes.
No, I don't want a prediction.
Okay.
I just sometimes want explanations.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and he's like seeing, and this is also so interesting because it's one of those like, you know, when like in shows and stuff, there's like time travel, and then it's the thing of like what happened first, because you'll see like something slightly different happen the first time you experience it in the movie or the show, but then you realize that that event came to be because of what happened later. So here it's like Bran kind of reacts, and then Ned kind of turns back and he's like, what was that? But then it's like, so it's the thing you kind of ask yourself in all of these shows where it's like, what happened first? But it's like, it doesn't even matter because it's happening all at once. Yeah. So it's like this weird, like, and like we've had so many of these moments. So
did Ned hear him? Is that what he was reacting to, do you think?
I think so. I think it's like, not that like he hears Bran, but I think it's like you hear like a rustling, or you feel the tree move, or you feel the presence. Like, I don't think it has to be he hears Bran, but it definitely is like you're like, those bitches are watching, you know? Because we've had that experience with like all of the trees we've seen, and I'm always like, those trees are alive. Those trees are alive. I feel like I've been saying that for years. So it's like, because every time we see them, somebody's always like, it felt like the weirwood was watching, or like the face almost, like, I feel like we've had descriptions where it was like the face seemed to move on the wearwood too.
Not that the face moved necessarily, but that like whatever emotion the person praying is feeling, it's like the tree kind of reflects that back.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Which also makes sense if there's like this great overlord in there, you know? So yeah, this is cool. Yeah. This is really cool.
So
but also really sad because it's his dad and he can't, you know?
Yeah, if we like accept this is like Ned actually did this, and this is like Bran like traveling back in time and space to this moment, I was like, is this the time, like literally from that like second chapter when Catelyn finds him? Right. And I was like, I was trying to like find the connections, like does Ned say who's there, and it turns out it's Catelyn, like right. So went and found that moment in that chapter.
Nice.
Here's what it says. Catelyn found her husband beneath the weirwood, seated on a moss-covered stone. The great sword ice was across his lap, and he was cleaning the blade in those waters black as night. 1,000 years of humus lay thick upon the godswood floor, swallowing the sound of her feet, but the red eyes of the weirwood seemed to follow her as she came. Wow. And the first thing Ned says to her is, "Where are the children?" So it's not like he says, "Who's there?" He looks, and it's Catelyn. So it may be the same moment, like this was like a minute ago, and then like later Catelyn comes in, or maybe like we know that this is his ritual, like whenever he has to kill somebody, he comes and prays and does this thing. Right. So this could be any one of those times, or it could be that one time
that we saw it happen.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
it is pretty cool. Okay. All right. And then Bran's like, he heard me, right? No, wait.
I saw my father. He's not dead. He's still alive.
Yeah. And Bloodraven is like, what you saw is what you wish to see. Your heart yearns for your father in your home, so that's what you saw. And a man must know how to look before he can hope to see. Those were the shadows of days past that you saw. You were looking through the eyes of the heart tree in your godswood. Time is different for a tree than for a man. Sun and soil and water, those are the things a weirwood understands, not days and years and centuries. For men, time is a river. We are trapped in its flow, hurtling from past to present, always in the same direction. The lives of trees are different. They root and grow and die in one place, and that river does not move them. The oak is the acorn is the oak, and the weirwood, 1,000 human years are a moment to a weirwood. And through such gates, you and I may gaze into the past. Man. And this is when Bran's like, but he heard me. And Bloodraven's like, he heard a whisper on the wind, some leaves rustling. You can't speak to him, try as you might. I know I have. I had a brother I loved, a brother I hated, a woman I desired. Through the trees, I see them still, but no word of mine has ever reached them. The past remains the past. We cannot learn from it. We can learn from it, but we cannot change it.
I have my own
ghosts. He's saying, like, you can't speak to them through the trees. Like, you can see, observe what's happening, but you can't, like, make any changes to the past.
Yeah.
And yeah, that, I don't know. I want to believe that he can communicate to people in the past.
Really?
And also that it's, like, you know, the thing you were talking about, like, it always happens. So it's not changing the past. It's just part of the past.
Mm-hmm.
But that would mean that, like, Bran can do something that Bloodraven can't, which is unlikely. But, you know, one can dream.
One can dream, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Do we know Bloodraven lore? Who was the woman he desired? Because we know the brother he loved and hated, but...
Yeah. I don't know if we have come across it. Like, I know there's lore out there in the world that I have come across, you know?
Interesting.
So, I don't know. I don't even remember any details, so I couldn't even, like, tell you.
Okay, cool.
I'm not even being, like, vague on purpose. I just don't remember.
Okay.
All right. And then Bloodraven's like, Bran's like, I want to see him again. And Bloodraven's like, well, once you've mastered your gifts, you can look where you want and see what the trees have seen, be it yesterday or last year or 1,000 ages past.
Wow.
And apparently
men live their lives trapped in an eternal present between the mists of memory and the sea of shadow. That is all we know of the days to come. Mists of memory and sea of shadow were bangers.
Yeah. And he says, you know, like, an oak may live 300 years, a redwood tree 3,000, but a weirwood will live forever if left undisturbed.
Wow.
Which makes me even more sad for all the weirwoods that the Andals cut down.
Yeah, man.
And then, nor will your sight be limited to your godswood. The singers carved eyes into the heart trees to awaken them, and those are the first eyes a new green seer learns to see. But in time, you will see well beyond the trees themselves.
That's so cool.
So then he's not even tied to the godswood. He can just, like,
see everything,
travel through time and space anywhere.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you know, in the original Bran prophecy big deal chapter, where, like, he's like flying over as, like, a raven, and he kind of shows him everything.
Right.
So I guess it's kind of like that, where you can just, like, go wherever.
Yeah, you're just kind of omnipresent.
That's, like, man, no wonder that's all he can do, you know? Because there's so
also
much.
Interesting that, like, so in this way, Bran can see, like, the past and the present. But Melisandre and, like, the Red Gods, their whole thing is seeing visions of the future. So you put them all together and you just know everything, I guess.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So then Bran's like, wait, when am I gonna be ready? And Bloodraven's like, I don't know, in a year, 3, maybe 10. That I have not glimpsed. It will come in time, I promise.
Wow.
And so they take a break for a second. Yeah, so I guess he says I have not glimpsed that, so maybe he also can see some of the future? Like,
I don't know, maybe.
What is with this guy? Okay, I don't know. So then they go back again.
Well, I guess he needed enough, because this kind of brings up a question / thing. So Bran got, like, sort of tapped on the shoulder about this, like, right after his accident, you know? And he's, like, sort of flying through the air, he's falling, hits his head, goes into a little coma, whatever, and then he has the dream. So is it the thing of, like, you know how it's, like, people who are destined to become green seers have kind of, like, frail mortal lives or whatever? Is it kind of like is that kind of...
He was too healthy to get the gift. He had to go through a major traumatic injury.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Okay.
Like, is it like is like, I don't know, like, was it like I don't know, like, so
What are you saying?
Okay, hold on, listen. Was he always gonna get the gift? And that was just, like, that could have been the inciting incident, or it could have ended up being something else. Like, it would have found a way. Or is it, like, I don't know, something about the event, like, alerted Bloodraven to Bran? Like, how did this sort of, you know? Like...
Who knows?
You know? I don't know.
I bet George R. R. Martin doesn't even know.
Yeah, and, like... Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Another vision. So this time he's back at Winterfell. In the Godswood, looking down upon his father. Lord Eddard seemed younger this time. His hair was brown with no hint of gray in it. His head bowed. Let them grow up close as brothers, with only love between them, he prayed, and let my lady wife find it in her heart to forgive. Father, Bran's voice was a whisper in the wind, a rustle in the leaves. Father, it's me, Brandon. Eddard Stark lifted his head and looked long at the weirwood, frowning, but he did not speak. He cannot see me, Bran realized, despairing. So this is another moment where it feels like he heard him, but it's like, who knows? I don't know. I just want it to be.
But I don't think it has to be, like, a heard him for the reactions. Like, it could literally just be like, why is this fucking weirwood reacting?
I think it's purposefully put like that, which is why I hate it. And I want it to be that one way.
Yeah. It's a mindfuck being in Bran's brain as these things are happening. Because you're like, yeah, dude, of course your dad heard you. You know?
Yeah. So this is obviously when Ned brought Jon to Winterfell, and he's like, I've got 2 babies, let them be besties.
Ugh. Yeah. But this is the part where I'm kind of like, so it's not Lyanna's baby? Or is it written this way on purpose to be like, let my lady wife find it in her? Or is it like, I'm telling her this is the story, so let her...
Well, yeah, we know that that's what the story he told Catelyn
I know,
was.
but he's... Like, so then he's kind of concealing the truth from the gods too, or is he just framing it in this way because of the lie that he has to
Well, he does say, like, let them grow up close as brothers, which is kind of weird because they are brothers, even if he's a bastard, you know?
Yeah, but it could also just
so
mean...
that's a hint towards, like, they're not brothers, so they're cousins, right? And then...
But it could also just be, like, don't let there be any animosity sort of thing. Like, it doesn't, like, you can be brothers and not grow up close as brothers. Like, I feel like it could be interpreted either way.
Well, it's the same way where you're like, why is he lying to the gods? I think he's just saying, like, let my lady wife find it in her heart to forgive me and love this kid, I think is probably what he was going to say.
Yeah.
And also, why didn't he just, like, okay, I know they just got married. Like, they, I think, spent, like, maybe, like, 7 days, like, 5 days together.
Yes.
He went off to war. He comes back. He's got this baby. He can't tell her the truth. Like, Robert's, like, got the blood rage for the Targaryens. Like, he doesn't know Catelyn. Like, shit's going down. 5 years into your marriage with this person, you don't trust them enough to tell them the truth. Who is she gonna tell? Like,
yeah, like, he just never tells her.
Like, he must have seen the abuse Catelyn put Jon through.
Yeah.
You don't pull her aside and, like, just tell her the one thing. Like, then, like, she can love Jon and Jon cannot be abused. And, like,
wouldn't that have been nice?
Yeah. Like, we talk about Catelyn, like, being, you know, so hateful towards Jon and how that's, like, a big flaw, and it totally is. But, like, Ned, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing at King's Landing, where it kind of exposes the flaws in his parenting. So it's kind of like now looking back at what he could have done. Yeah, that's true. There's definitely a lot more he could have tried to do.
Yeah. Then they transition into another vision. This time it's like It's the same godswood.
Mm-hmm.
Two children danced across the godswood, hooting at one another as it dueled with broken branches. The girl was the older and taller of the two. Arya, Bran thought eagerly as he watched her leap up onto a rock and cut at the boy. But that couldn't be right. If Arya was the girl, the boy was Bran himself, and he had never worn his hair so long. And Arya never beat me playing swords the way this girl is beating him.
Mm-hmm.
She slashed the boy across the thigh so hard that his leg went out from under him, and he fell into the pool and began to splash and shout, "You be quiet, stupid," which is totally what Arya would say. The girl said, tossing her own branch aside. "It's just water. Do you want old Nan to hear and run and tell father?" She knelt and pulled her brother from the pool, but before she got him out again, the two of them were gone.
Oh my god.
So,
Ned and Lyanna?
not quite.
No? Okay, then I don't know who this is.
Ned's older than Lyanna.
Oh. What? I thought it was
Yeah.
Brandon, Lyanna, Ned. Oh,
I
then
think
Benjen.
it's Brandon.
Then Benjen.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, I know they have another brother, but I totally forgot his name. Okay, yeah, Ned is older. LOL. Okay, yeah. Benjen and Lyanna.
Yeah.
Ugh, girl boss.
And I love that they still got old Nan, but in this scenario, she's like, she can run and tell their father. Like, she's sprightly. She's old, but she's younger, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god. Cute.
Okay. So, and also, Ned was like, "Hey, Arya, you totally remind me of my sister." So, like, it's like they're basically the same person.
Oh, totally, yeah. You be quiet, stupid. Oh, I'm just imagining Arya's little face saying that. That's so funny.
She definitely would say that.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I feel like we've heard her say that exact thing to like somebody who was about to get her caught, you know?
Oh my god.
Like in more like a life or death situation than this, but still, you know?
Yeah.
After that, the glimpses came faster and faster, and then he sees a woman heavy with child emerge naked and dripping from the black pool, knelt before the tree, and begged the old gods for a son who would avenge her. Question mark?
No idea.
Okay. Then there came a brown-haired girl, slender as a spear, who stood on the tips of her toes to kiss the lips of a young knight as tall as Hodor.
Okay, here's my thing, right? I have a question and then I have a thought. So, as after he experiences all of these like little visions and things, Bran's like, the tree was shrinking, growing smaller with every vision, while the lesser trees dwindled into saplings and vanished, replaced by other trees. So
he's going back and back in time.
So he's going back and back in time, right? The only theories I have for this are not further and further back in time.
So what are your theories?
Because the one of Lyanna and Benjen is from when they were, like, kids, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, all of these ones, in my mind, are literally just Lyanna. Like, that's all I got for you. Like...
Wait. Lyanna was never pregnant and at Winterfell.
I don't know. Then...
People would be like, what happened to that baby?
Yeah.
Like, she was supposedly abducted by Rhaegar, never seen again until she died in the south.
Okay.
So that's not Lyanna. And why would Lyanna beg for a son who would avenge her? Like,
I don't know.
Who does she want vengeance against? Like,
I don't know. But, like, we don't know anything about Ned's mom, I don't think. The only thing I can think of is, like, no, but even that, like, Ned's, like, dad and brother getting killed and all the things, even that was after. Like, I don't...
Yeah, like, their mom was long dead. We never really hear anything about her.
Yeah, I have no idea who these people are.
Okay. Nothing for the girl as slender as a spear who stood on her tippy toes to kiss the young knight tall as Hodor?
Nope.
So you remember how Hodor is old Nan's great something grandson?
Mm-hmm. You think this is old Nan? And then Herbo?
Yeah.
That's...
But who could be Herbo?
I don't know.
remember, I think I told you this,
Mm-hmm.
but the next story that George R. R. Martin wanted to write for Dunk and Egg was going to be the She-Wolves of Winterfell. So we know at some point Dunk is in Winterfell.
No. No way. Old Nan's that old?
I mean, like, Hodor is literally, I think, her, like, great-great-great-grandson. Like, some, like, wild...
Wait. Oh my god, my mind is literally
But, like,
blown.
if Maester Aemon was around, why can't Old Nan have been
I guess
around?
that makes sense. Every time someone's that old, I get shocked. Like, I feel like we have Bloodraven, and we had Maester Aemon, and now a third super... Oh my god.
Yeah, but you're not acknowledging that Hodor is potentially a descendant of Dunk.
That's wild. So Hodor...
No, don't cover your mouth when talking in a podcast.
So, Hodor and Brienne are, like, long-lost, like, cousins.
Yeah, Dunk apparently got around. Like...
Yeah. That is so wild. Slender stones kissed him so young man is That's so wild. Oh my god, what? Can George R. R. Martin at least just write that story?
Right? Can he at least just anything?
Oh my god. So then there's like more people and more lore.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the story was going to be like set in the same time period, right? As like Old Nan and all this, and obviously Dunk, then like who else were we going to meet? Who was going to be cool? Oh my god, like we must also meet like a great grandmother of like Ned and Lyanna or something, and like
maybe we finally find out something about their mother.
Yeah,
like
maybe. Oh my god, we meet her when she's like born and like a little babe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Oh, Old Nan lore.
Okay, so there's that. The next one is a dark-eyed youth, pale and fierce, sliced 3 branches off the weirwood and shaped them into arrows.
No idea.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it could be any Stark at any time, just being like, either I'm gonna use these arrows to kill somebody or just practice or go hunting or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
And this is where the tree itself was shrinking, growing smaller with each vision, whilst the lesser trees dwindled into saplings and vanished, only to be replaced by other trees that would dwindle and vanish in their turn.
Wow.
Now the Lord's Bran glimpsed with tall and hard, stern men in fur and chainmail. Some were faces he remembered from the statues in the crypts, but they were gone before he could put a name to them. A bearded man forced a captive down onto his knees before the heart tree. A white-haired woman stepped toward them through a drift of dark red leaves, a bronze sickle in her hand. And Bran cries out, "No, don't!" But they can't hear him no more than his father had. The woman grabbed the captive by the hair, took the sickle round his throat, and slashed. And through the mist of centuries, Bran could only watch, but as the life flowed out of the sky, in a red tide, Brandon Stark could taste the blood.
Oh my god. Oh, the Starks be wilding.
They do. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's sacrifice. Well, it's captive. Maybe this is like back before they cut off their heads. This is how they did it, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, Bran can taste that blood. For sure.
Lovely. So we do have a lot of blood running through his new veins.
Yeah, so these seem to be all memories from the Weirwood in Winterfell.
Wow.
But, I mean, it would be nice. I mean, I wonder where all we could find more Weirwoods and, right?
Yeah.
Can he see through the eyes of the Weirwoods that were cut down? Like,
right.
And I guess that eventually, if he's not even tied to the Weirwoods, he can see whenever, wherever. So, Can he see across the sea?
I think he can.
I got so many questions.
I think he can, because during that first vision, he could see across the sea. Like, Blood Raven
maybe.
at the very least can see across the sea. So even if he can't immediately see across the sea, maybe eventually that's like a new step.
That's so cool. Okay.
This is so cool, man. And now it's going to be the rest of the book, and we're going to get like one more Bran chapter. Ugh.
Well, I don't know. The fruit of patience is sweet. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
okay,
this was a chapter after a very long time. How good was this, though?
This was really good. This was really good. It was like the perfect, like, because sometimes these books get really political, and then sometimes they get really magical, and it's always a nice. But I feel like these books, for how magical they're supposed to be, they're not always to that level, but they are always to the level of how political they're supposed to be. So sometimes they get very political, sometimes they get very magical. I feel like the politics is just kind of here all the time, but then the magic, I feel like we get it in these like bursts, and then like when we go like sort
juicy bursts.
literally. And then like we'll go like we have like a sort of like a really long dry spell, and then we're kind of like, hey, can we get some of that? And then this was like a nice little all at once.
Spice.
Yeah. It was good.
And I like the old gods magic. I love reading about that. Like more even than like the Melisandre whatever magic. Like those are cool, but this is just like mind-bogglingly cool.
Yeah. And it's also like, because now that we're like, okay, so there's like some sort of connection between I feel like I'm starting to think that this old god stuff and sort of the others, there's sort of more of a connection there than I necessarily want, right? So now I'm kind of like, okay, because first I was thinking like, hey, John's ice, Dany's fire, we combine, we sort of beat the others and all the things, whatever, right? That was sort of the naive approach we had a few books ago.
Right.
Now it's kind of looking more like it really is gonna be like summer dragons against like cold others, old gods, like.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's still possible like that the old gods aren't like necessarily aligned with the others, because like the long night happened in like, and the northern people like really remember it, and they worship the old gods. I don't know if they would continue worshiping the old gods if they thought that the old gods were behind it, but also maybe they just never knew, like it's all very.
But I think it could also be a thing of like it could just be getting co-opted, you know what I mean? Like, sure, Blood Raven has all this power, and like clearly he's at least aligned with like the children of the forest, blah blah blah, but like we just don't know. Like, it's the same thing as like, obviously Melisandre is powerful and she thinks she has this like direct line to R'hllor and like the god and everything, right? But like we just don't know how much their gods are on their side, or like how much power they'd actually be able to use against each other. Like, I guess like time will just tell, but like either way, like Blood Raven's like getting his power from the old gods and all the thing, so
right.
Yeah, it's just interesting, and like, I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of thinking about it differently now, like in terms of everyone's position and like how it's gonna go down,
Yeah. And Bloodraven himself is kind of like a union of the old gods and the fire stuff, because his mom was a Blackwood, and they're one of the only houses in the South that still worship the old gods.
Oh, okay.
And obviously his dad was Aegon the Fourth, like I think fourth. So that was a Targaryen, so right, like he himself is like half of the Targaryen fire stuff and half of the old gods ice stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. This was so fun. Oh my god, I love these chapters. Okay. Anything to add before we wrap up?
I think that's everything. I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes, because this was wild.
See, like, are you understanding why I don't like this book, but also it has some of my favorite stuff in it?
Yeah.
Right?
No,
like, I think
good.
I explained that to you. Like, there's a lot to look forward to, but then there's also a lot of Daenerys.
Oh my god, you're such a Daenerys hater in this chapter. It's so funny.
Chapter, book.
Sorry, yeah, book.
I'm a Daenerys chapter hater. I'm not a Daenerys person hater, okay?
Understood. No, I like it. I'm excited.
All right. So, we're reading 2 chapters next time. Give me your hopes and predictions.
Okay, Bran, and
you can't. Last time you were like Melisandre, right after Melisandre.
Okay, fine. Melisandre.
You're gonna pick it now. No, you can't do that.
Yes, I can wish for whatever I want. You can't control my wishes. And also, it's been.
Can you try to make your predictions at least a little realistic?
No. We've had 3 chapters since we saw Melisandre. It could be Melisandre. Okay, so it's Melisandre, and it's. Okay, who else have we had? Hold on, give me a second. Oh, Asha. Okay, Melisandre and Asha.
Okay. Well, it's neither of those.
Lovely.
So, we're reading chapters 35 and 36 next time.
Okay.
Chapter 35 is Jon.
Oh, slay. Okay, wow.
So, like, discount Melisandre.
No, excuse you. Yeah. Well, yeah, because Melisandre was like, I can show you the world, basically. And then he kind of sort of fell into the trap. Maybe they're making shadow babies. Who knows?
Well.
Oh, yeah, he had to send off the guy. The Mance. The guy I say.
The Mance,
yeah.
The guy, the Mance, the legend. Like,
yeah, so they send off Mance. People are sort of like, hey, you've been sort of seen with Melisandre. What's that sort of about? He's like, y'all need to focus on your jobs. And then they get mad at him because they're like, you're off fucking, we off working, you're off making bad plans. We hate you. So it's kind of bad all around for him.
Lovely. All right. Chapter 36 is Daenerys.
Ooh, okay. Well, we'll see if she's getting married.
Okay.
Well, all right. Oh yeah, Young Kai is sort of right there, so we'll find, because she'd sent out like her blood riders ahead,
the second sons,
to see what was going on. So I guess we'll find out. I am scared. I'm kind of scared for her though, and I feel like she should be scared too.
Okay, lovely. Well, that's it then. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us. Isn't this exciting? Okay. All right. We have an email that you can email us at. Our email is popculturesymposium@gmail.com. You can join us on Instagram at popculturesymposium. Join the Discord, of course. And talk to us, talk to other people, nerd out. Just live your life. The link for that is always in the show notes. And enter our review contest. And do that so that we get to talk to you, like, live on the podcast, or you can have us do a thing that you really want us to cover, like, I don't know, what's something that you and I would never watch but is something that we should really watch. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of that in the world. Mm-hmm. So, yes, thank you. Until next time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.